What's up, everybody? Greg Newmaster here. So this came in the mail today. This is Mafex Marvel X-Men CYCLOPS. Extremely excited to get this figure. Little background. I got into the X-Men probably in like 1989 or 1990. My first contact with the X-Men was the arcade game, which was based on the very first cartoon episode of the X-Men that came before the very famous animated series, The Pride of the X-Men. And Cyclops was actually cool in that game. He'd shoot his optic blast. This is pre-Jim Lee Cyclops, so he still wore the full cowl. Over the years in the comics, they've made him a complete butthole. I don't know why. They always held up Wolverine so much, and I love Wolverine. He's my favorite character. I think he's everybody's favorite character, mostly. But they started to diminish Cyclops' role as time went on, and probably just to tell interesting stories. But it's not fair, because I feel like Cyclops, first of all, Cyclops is one of the original five. He was always the team leader. He was sort of a do-gooder. He was the field commander for Professor X, but he was just an awesome character. I mean, the whole Phoenix saga is based on him and Jean's love and him fighting for her, so that's what made the Phoenix so compelling. That's what made Jean Grey so compelling, is his love for her. And, of course, him and Wolverine fighting over her. But over the years, they've turned him into a bad guy, which I don't think he deserved that, because, he's very interesting. They kind of reference him in the Incredibles, Gazer Beam, which was a cool interpretation of what Cyclops could be like. Same with Frozone, which how Iceman could have been. What else? What else do I want to say? Oh yeah, I mean, the animated series, I think like most of the kids who grew up in the 80s and 90s, X-Men the animated series, then you got to see more of Cyclops, which was fantastic. Scott Summers, voiced by a great voice actor. I don't remember his name, but whenever I think of Cyclops, that's the voice I always hear. And then later on, people playing Marvel vs. Capcom, and you go, Optic Blast, Optic Blast. That always stuck in my mind. And then I loved how he was in Age of Apocalypse, when he had the long hair and Wolverine cut out one eye, and he blew off one of Wolverine's hands, and Wolverine was called Weapon X at the moment. But that was just an interesting dynamic as well. So Cyclops, just always a very interesting character who got crapped all over the years by various writers, but he's one of the original X-Men. When you see that cover of the very first X-Men comic book, it's like him blasting Magneto, but he's at the forefront, which is amazing. And then he's there again in the second incarnation of the team, when the foreign X-Men come, Wolverine from Canada, and Nightcrawler from Germany, and Sunfire from Japan, and then Thunderbird, the Native American, and Colossus from Russia, and so on and so forth. So he's always been there. He's just always a part of the X-Men. So let's give him some props, and let's talk about Mafex. I think Mafex is awesome. I think they do it right. I think they're better than SH Figuarts. They're coming out with the Age of Apocalypse Magneto, which I'm so excited for. They're coming out with the Jim Lee Hush Batman, which I'm so excited for. So they just do it right. My very first video was the Mafex Wolverine, which was the only one I was ever really disappointed with. I've owned many others, so let's bust this guy open. Oh, let's look at the box. There's Cyclops. There's the side. Oh man, see, my box is ripped. That is annoying. That's 90s Jim Lee or Adam Kubert drawing. There he is on the back. So he's doing the Marvel vs. Capcom pose. There it is on the side again. That's what the top looks like. And there's the bottom. See, that's the official sticker, so you know it's not a ripoff. But some of the ripoffs are good. I got the ripoff Spider-Man. Awesome. And it was only 25 bucks. So I pre-ordered this guy. I've been waiting for him for a long time. I'm going to try and take this plastic off gently, because then all the pieces go all over the place. Just like that. So this just popped out. So here's a visor. I don't know if you guys can see that. His ruby quartz visor. The ruby quartz visor helps so, I guess maybe this goes in there. Ruby quartz visor helps so Cyclops received brain damage as a child. His father threw him and Havoc out of a plane to save their lives, because Corsair was a space pirate, or becomes a space pirate. So when Cyclops suffers brain trauma, I don't know if it's supposed to go in there like that or not. He can't control his optic blast when his mutant powers manifest. So that's why he wears the ruby quartz visor. So I'm sorry guys, you're not seeing anything yet. So when I pull this out, see, I love how they package these. They put this nice little plastic here to protect his legs, so the paint doesn't scratch. You guys can see that there. Pull this out. Oh, see that happened with Wolverine too. It's just annoying, but I love these figures so much. Like, my Spider-Man's really good, and so is my Venom. Yeah, so here he is. The head sculpt is okay. I actually like the head sculpt of Marvel Legends better. This one is kind of has like a Jay Leno chin going on a little bit. Just a little bit too, I don't know, it just doesn't look quite right to me. But let's see what happens here. I don't know. So you guys are probably wondering, the belt here, this is a soft plastic, which is good. Not so soft as the second Marvel Legends 3-pack, where it just like doesn't even stay together, just falls apart. But yeah, that's on there. That's on there nice. I love this articulation. So these figures have the best articulation, and they just look great, and they're painted so well. I mean, they better be great because you're paying so much money. So the hip has the collapsed joint, so it could go down a little bit. But oh man, I'm kind of afraid. I'm afraid to try and do a split. So that's their version of the thigh swivel. It's right up top on the joint there. Yeah, he can crunch that far. See, I'm experiencing this the first time with you guys again. So he crunches that far. Okay, so when you crunch him back, the belt, which is kind of clunky, lifts up. But, you know, he has this weird, the Jim Lee style has this weird shoulder harness, which is cool because this was a communicator up here and then on the belt as well, at least on the show, sometimes in the comics. Yeah, head goes down that far, and head goes up that much. I'm afraid. I mean, I know these heads come off, but I just don't want to. I don't want to break it. Like I had to play with my Wolverine a bit because it like fell apart. So this his trunks, they are a soft plastic. Look at that sculpting there. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see the lower part of his abs, like going into the crotch. If any of you guys have taken art classes, my first year of school was in art school. So when you draw human anatomy, the abs always kind of go down into the crotch. And then you have like the two lats on the side here. And sometimes, like it depends on how skinny you are. Actually, in the rib cage up here, you know, that can either be part of a 6-pack or an 8-pack. It just depends. But you study anatomy a lot. I like the sculpt. You got the butterfly joints, so it goes back that far. You know, of course, double jointed elbows. The wrists move like that. Oh, yeah, so the hands just come off like so. But let's actually switch that right now. And yeah, I like that pose where he presses the button on the visor to release the optic blast. He can also do it without. I guess there was a trigger in his hand, however they wanted to imagine that. What makes this better than the Marvel Legends is this is all sculpted. So the boots are sculpted. The 90s were a time of straps. Everybody just liked to put straps all over everybody. Just random straps. So these straps serve no purpose. Maybe if they incorporated them into a movie, they'd be sewn on to hold the pants to the legs or something. You can make them like tactical pants or something like that. That'd be cool. Kind of like what they did with Captain America's pants in the Avengers movies. Make them tactical, so they could work them in there somehow. I don't know about you guys, but I've been dying to see the X-Men costumes in the movies. I want to see the X-Men done right. I loved the movies over the years, since the 1998 or whatever. And Hugh Jackman was great, but he was always too tall. I thought James Marsden was a perfect Cyclops. But I want to see the Marvel Cinematic version of my favorite. See that? Alright, so that pisses me off. That sucks. This leg keeps falling off. So I'm going to have to add super glue to this joint to like thicken it out so that this leg stays on, or I can actually do it on the inside of there. I'm not gluing it together, just thickening it. So yeah, so I'm trying to, without breaking it. Yeah, so he does a straddle about that far, and that's with those joints that go down. His leg kicks up about that high. I could probably make it go higher, but then the leg might pop off. But he's got the double jointed knees. That's alright anyhow, because Cyclops doesn't need to do a split. Nice thing about the Mafex too is, you know, you can hide it up in these soft trunks, which is nice, which is kind of like the Masters of the Universe classics. So he comes with this hand. That's what he looks like from the back. If you guys can get a good look at that. Look at that nice metallic paint. They use a really nice metallic paint. Hair is looking pretty good. There's a little bit of dark brown shading in the hair, so that looks cool. He just looks great. They have great ankle pivot, ankle rocker. They got the toe joints. It takes me back to the Toy Biz days. The very first Toy Biz Cyclops, which I got rid of, he was sculpted very well, but he had very limited articulation. It was not the 90s Cyclops either. It was the classic version. It was the second version, not the very first suit Cyclops wore when he was just a kid, but it was the Cyclops suit that was in the video game, the arcade game. It was this one, okay? You guys can just look at it instead of me just babbling. I'm sorry, I'm tired right now. But let's look at these accessories real quick. So it comes with, that's awesome. I love that. I remember in the back of comic books in the 90s, there was a Wizard magazine sometimes, but there was this issue of Cyclops where he was really like beat up and battered. His visor may have even been broken off, and just the optic blast like kind of smoked out of his eye. I just always thought that was so awesome looking. Because him and Jean, they've been on a lot of adventures together. So you get that, you get this head. Sorry, get my fat fingers out of the way. Awesome. Good and shaded, just like the other head. So put that one back there. Love this. You get the glasses version Cyclops. So it's a nice metallic red for the glasses. I can't. These may or may not be able to. Ooh, okay. So you can pull those glasses off, and when you do, there is nothing under there. Actually, may paint that. Paint it red. Give him the red eyes. Because he always has to... The only way to turn off his powers is to close his eyes. But, yeah, so they didn't do that there. But the glasses came off. I don't think they were supposed to, but I kind of pulled them off. Just glue them back on. But there's that head. And it's that head compared to the one... Here's the one that came with the 2-pack. This is more of the 80s looking Cyclops. Here's his other head. This is the classic one. Then he would normally wear the red glasses, just the red shades. So these two kind of match. I don't know, whatever one you guys like better. I think I like the Marvel Legends is just sculpted better. They kind of put like a video game flair on these X-Men figures. Which isn't a bad thing, because it's like the Marvel vs. Capcom game. So there's that head, and we get a unmasked visor. They give us a lot of visors here. Here's a second visor. This has to be for the optic blast effect. So you get that visor, like an unmasked visor. And here's that other visor I pulled out earlier. Let me see if I can get it in, port it in here. Because it kind of, like I'm afraid if I can't get it in there. It's like really tight, like super tight. And I'm afraid if I push out, yeah, these are sharp too. I think I just cut my finger. So there it is, yeah. So there's that effect, and I would imagine you have to, if I can, oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, so that's what it looks like. So there's the visor that comes on him. It was just on there really tight. You pull it off of his head. So now, he really looks like a Cyclops there, doesn't he? But, yeah, you just put it in like that. You can pose him, which is awesome. Yeah, because I have the big giant Sentinel. I'm moving here, so he's packed away. But, like, just to have him, like, look up and shoot at the Sentinel, that's pretty awesome. You get a... Cyclops had a lot of control with the visor over the different beams that he could shoot out. It's a... People think it's like Superman, and it's like a laser where it lights something on fire, but that's not the case. It's a concussive blast. At least that's what I grew up learning. So his optic blast is like it's like being shot by a bullet. So there's a wider looking blast. There's a skinnier blast. Pretty neat. Love this. Even though he's falling apart. You gotta play with it a little bit and break it in. So you could kind of do that pose, like optic blast, you know, like he says in the video game, which is really cool. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. I think I'm a lot happier with him than I was with Wolverine. They just didn't do a good job painting Wolverine. I'll show you guys in a minute. They got the colors all wrong. They painted his tiger stripe to blue, which is that's just silly because they're black. If anybody grew up drawing Wolverine, you would know that they're black. So there's that. So they do this joint. It's kind of a curved head joint. I don't know. It works. They have that on Spider-Man. So there's that head. My hip joints are real loose though. I don't like that. Not sick. I've just been working all day. Worked a 12-hour shift today. So I'm a little bit tired and I'm a little bit hoarse. So there's that guy. You see what that had. And here's yeah. Oof. And he's got an angry growl face there. Got nicely painted white teeth. There's pink around it. You can see the gums. Just really nice. Really nice figure. Worth it. And what else do you get? You get a few more hands. So there's that hand. And then, oh, you get a optic blast hand for the other side, or a pointy hand, like, hey, Wolverine, you go do this, because I'm Cyclops, and I get to tell you what to do. You're my bitch. And then, there's that hand. And then, of course, you get a stand, but I'm not going to bust that out right now. And, pull him back. Sorry, guys. You're probably like, this guy sucks so bad. He just can't even keep the figures in the frame. It's like, who taught this guy how to work a camera? Nobody did. I taught myself with my digital phone, my mobile phone, as Tupac used to say. So there he is. Here he is with Wolverine. So let's see here. Let me stand him up straight to see the scale and the height. Yeah, so this is good because I never liked how they made Wolverine super tall. Like, Wolverine's not supposed to be 6'3". He's supposed to be 5'3". And people will argue with me about that, and that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, so he stands at least a head taller than Wolverine. Like, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that magnificent? A nice short Wolverine. Here's my other Mafex. This is Spidey. So Spidey's a little bit taller. I kind of have his neck hunched a little bit. Stand up straight. Perfect posture, guys. Yeah, so there's Spidey, Wolverine, Cyclops. Very nice. Here he is with classic Cyclops from Marvel Legends, which is, let's take a look here. They're about the same height, so they scale very nicely together. This is Mafex Cyclops with Marvel Legends Cyclops, and one more comparison here. So yeah, so this, like, you know, this is ridiculous. So there's Cyclops, Marvel Legends. But I mean, like, look at this. Like, this was just unacceptable. Like, the loose straps. So annoying. So lazy. I had to glue, they're glued on here on the boots. So it's just beautiful how they sculpt them. It looks very much like the X-Men 1 cover. Here he is with his bro. Havoc. But once again, we got this stupid strap problem. It's like... oh, he's going to fall over. Yeah. So there he is with Havoc. Like, check him out. Like, look at that. So lame. You know, you can't, like, glue that on or sculpt it. But I love this figure. Havoc is awesome. So cool. So that's what they look like, guys. I'm sorry this video was so crappy. Just tired. It's long, too. But, yeah, man. Great figure. Totally worth it. Pre-ordered this baby a long time ago. He was around 95 bucks. You can get him at Big Bad Toy Store. You can Entertainment Earth. I think you can get him at Entertainment Earth. eBay, obviously. I think maybe Amazon. But hurry up if you want him before the price skyrockets. He's just awesome. Highly recommend him if you're a huge X-Men fan like I am. Totally get Cyclops, Mafex Cyclops. Hope you guys are hanging in there. I'm trying. Just want this to be over, but God bless you all.